Happy All Hallows Day. My name is Holly and welcome to my channel, Holly Go Read. Today we're going to be talking about my WitchAthon Wrap Up. WitchAthon was hosted and I believe created by the lovely Rhiannon over at Crescent Moon Reads. I really love her. She's probably one of the first booktubers that I kind of found and really enjoy just about everything that she puts out. So I was really excited for her WitchAthon to be the first readathon that I participated in. See, I'm getting all tongue-tied because I'm fangirling. But anyway, so thankful for her and her creating this. So let's go ahead and dive on into the challenges and what I read and did for those challenges. So first on our list was this time of year is all about preparing for the dark and gathering enough harvest for winter. Read a book that is bound to make you warm and happy. So for that, I read my illustrated copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I received these as a gift last year for Christmas, and I hadn't found the time to read them, but the artwork is just so stinking beautiful. I hope you can see that and it's not terribly out of the shot. But all of the artwork is just so beautiful. There's some really great watercolors in here. It's all so pretty. And I was so excited to have the time and the reason to focus in and read this again. And I mean, it's Harry Potter, so of course I loved it. Number 2 wasn't actually a reading challenge. It was a lot more thoughtful, which I really appreciated. It was to light a candle for your ancestors and read by candlelight. This is a time for honoring our kin. So I actually don't have a lot of candles in my house, so this was a bit of a challenge for me. My fiance and I are both allergic to most perfumed things, so candles are really, for the most part, lost on me, but I did manage to find some candles in the house that weren't terribly strong, and I was able to light those and was able to just take the beat to think about my family and to honor those that we've lost. And it was a very humbling and beautiful moment. I posted about it on Twitter that I just really appreciated the moment and the reminder to just take that beat and think about them. So I really appreciated that. Alrighty, and number 3 was Samhain is more widely known as Halloween. Read a spooky horror or thriller novel. So for that one, I've been listening to the audiobook of City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. I haven't actually finished it. I know. But life got the better of me during this, and I think I bit off more than I could chew for my first readathon. I do intend to finish it because I'm really liking it so far. Really interested to see where it goes. So I'm still in there for that one. Number 4 was The Veil Between Worlds is Thinnest. Read a book that has paranormal elements. For that one, I read Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I think that's how you say her name. I apologize if that's wrong. Somebody correct me on how to say it. So I remember owning this book because this book is older. I know her Raven Boys series is what's really made her much more of a popular author. But I remember owning this book. Like, I remember it being on my shelf at one point. And when I did my big purge right before I went off, when I did my big purge back in college, that one got booted, and I don't think I actually ever read it because I went in thinking I would know the story, and I did not. I was confusing it with a different werewolf book, so that one, I mean, it was a surprise. I won't say it was my favorite werewolf book. That still belongs to Blood and Chocolate. That one I really enjoy. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. But I was confused the whole time because I kept thinking I knew the story, so that was probably more detrimental to the pacing in my head. So number 5 was Honor Your Ancestors. Read a book that features your ethnic heritage. So I had just recently read one of the suggestions for this, and actually did a whole big video on my ethnic heritage. So I actually borrowed one of those because, again, I knew I was being ambitious with the number of books that I wanted to read and did not get to quite a few of them because I was well overly ambitious. But for that one, so for my ethnic heritage, to pertain to Witchathon, I decided to double count Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova. You can watch my review of this in my Hispanic Heritage Wrap Up video. Again, this wasn't my favorite, but I did appreciate the diversity and different take on magic from a Hispanic standpoint. So number 6 was Every Witch Needs Her Coven buddy read a book. So this was actually my first time doing a buddy read, and with 2 other lovely ladies, I read Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I think the title was a little off. It was never like a contract or anything like that. Like into All the Boys I Loved Before, they make, you know, the contract that says these are the rules. I thought it would be them sitting down and being like, okay, we're making a guide to not dating. I guess that was a little too literal. It was one of those will they, won't they kind of romances. It was very sweet and very uplifting. It was your very not standard heroine. She was very quirky. But in a way that she loved who she was. She didn't doubt her quirkiness, and she wanted somebody who would love her quirkiness and didn't want to subject somebody who she thought was too normal to her quirkiness. So, I mean, there is that self-doubt, but you know, it's a romance novel. Do you like my little heart there? So yeah, that was very enjoyable, and it was kind of fun to have somebody be like, have you read this part yet? But yeah, fun stuff. And the 7th prompt was to read the group book, which was The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I did make it to about 50% into this book. I loved the world building. I really liked the characters, but I couldn't see where it was going, and it just was a little slow for me. And again, with the number of books that I had picked up, I didn't finish it, and I don't know that I will. It never really clicked for me, but I loved the ideas in the book. Maybe I'll get back around to it, but I've got a lot of other books that I'm really itching to read, and maybe it just wasn't clicking with me right now in this moment. I picked up a few other books during this time period, which added to why I didn't finish all the prompts. I started to read Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, and also had The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman waiting in the wings. I thought I should start with Practical Magic because I thought I knew the story. Oh, okay, so this is one of those rare times where I feel like the movie is better than the book. And here's why. So I'm not saying that Practical Magic is a bad book by any means. It's a very different story from the movie that I love. The characters are very different. Just the pacing felt odd to me. And something that I feel like is a really big indicator of how slow the pacing is. The unabridged version of the book is 9 hours. The abridged version is 3. So I'm thinking, if you can cut out more than 60% of your novel and it still be readable, I really wanted to like it, and it hurt my feelings that I didn't like it because I love the movie so much. I love watching it every Halloween. And just a lot of the cute things, and, you know, the things that I was hoping to relive the nostalgia of, just weren't there. They were creations of the movie, so still holding on to the movie as something that I love, but I probably will not finish Practical Magic, nor will I likely read the Rules of Magic, which is sad. Alrighty, so that is my wrap up of Witchathon. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you read any of the same books or your feelings on the ones that we might have read in common. I'm so happy to hear anyone else's thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and again, I'm Holly, and go read.